Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Authentic Jo Show. I'm Jo Lena Johnson, your host, and I'm so glad to be here this evening. If you didn't know already, my first name is Jo and my middle name is Lena. Jo means love and Lena means light. And I wanted to share that with you because one of the things that I wanted to manifest was a universe where people could come and get some good information, get some answers. And thanks to technology, here we are. So if you like what you hear tonight, please like the stream, please share the stream, and please comment. If you have any questions, please participate. We greatly appreciate it. And tonight's show is about manifesting my vision in 2023. So, in other words, manifesting your vision in 2023. And how about manifesting our vision in 2023? I'm going to talk about some concepts this evening, and I'm going to talk about some realities. But I'm going to open up and let you know that we're going to do 12 steps to manifesting your dream. I'm getting all of these notifications. I'm sorry you can hear it. So 12 steps to manifesting your vision. But before we get there, I want to make a few things clear. So number one, you already manifest a lot, and you may or may not be aware of that. Okay. So I want to tell you a story. So let's say you say, I want a house. Okay, great. And then you say, you know what? Let me talk about the attributes of the house. Okay, so let's talk about them. So let's say you want a four bedroom house, you want a swimming pool, you want 4-car garage, you want a little land, a few acres and things like that. Okay. And you manifest this house in your head, you're manifesting it, you're seeing it, you're cutting out things and newspapers, you're doing whatever, you're looking at all the realtor listings and everything. But maybe you live in Missouri and you want the house to be in Florida. So you're looking at all the stuff, and then you see an ad in the paper, or not necessarily the paper anymore. You'll see it online and you'll say, this is the house I want. And then you start to pray, or you start to envision, or you start to talk about it. You start to dream, see yourself in that house. That's a great way to manifest. But you say, this is the house I want. So you do everything that you can possibly do between now and the next 3 months to get this house. I'm talking about your money. I'm talking about your honey. I'm talking about lining up your jobs. You're doing everything, and you're so focused on this house. And then you move into this house 3 months from today, 90 days from today. And then the house has termites. What would happen? You would be disappointed and probably upset. Now, I know you would have to go through inspections and everything. Let's get beyond the little steps and let's talk about the realities. Sometimes we're so focused on what we think we want that we get our little vision as opposed to the bigger vision in front of us. And so what I would say is, it would be okay to say, this is the house at 122 Mulberry Lane, okay? But you can say this, Father, or better. And that's a lot of times what we don't do. You want to say this or better. So if this house is for my highest good, then let me get this house. If this is not for my highest good, then let me get this or better. And then you might find that you get a 5-bedroom house with the swimming pool and everything, and maybe it comes with its own gardener, and it doesn't have termites. You never know. But this is what we're talking about when we talk about manifesting. So my question is to you, what have you been dreaming? That's a big question. What have you dared to dream? Maybe when you were a small child, maybe about the age I was in this picture. Okay. I was little, maybe 4 or 5, and I had some big dreams. Well, at that time, I thought I could be anything. I never thought I could be president, though. That wasn't in my consciousness at my age. Okay. And when my mom cut my hair in the afro like this, my grandma was like, don't ever let your mom cut your hair again. But this was back in the early 70s. This is how we wore our hair. Okay. So what I'm saying is, you can have a vision for something and manifest it, but you have to be intentional, and it needs to start with a dream. So if you're my age and you want to be a rocket scientist, it's not going to happen. However, if you believe in rocket science and you believe in science and you want the gift of science to make a difference in this world, you could perhaps sponsor a child to get an education in rocket science, and you could create a legacy. So there are different ways to do what you want to do. However, you must choose to be clear about them. So again, what do you dare to dream? Maybe it's something that's in your heart of hearts that you haven't ever told anybody, that maybe you gave up on 20 or 30 years ago. Or maybe it's something that you cry yourself to sleep at night every night saying, why don't I have this? Well, part of the reason is maybe you haven't been focused. Maybe you haven't been intentional. Maybe you just didn't know how to manifest it. So my question is, what have you been manifesting? Personally, when I graduated from college, I wanted to be a positive influence on my community, and I wanted to travel. One day I got a call. And the lady said, hey, TWA is hiring. For those of you who don't know what TWA is, that was Trans World Airlines. Okay. And so she said, they're hiring. I'm like, okay. And she said, well, you can travel anywhere you want for $10 each way. I was like, where do I sign up? And so ever since that day, I have been traveling. And I mean, I traveled so much, I can't even count the number of flights and everything. I've been to 48 states, 4 provinces in Canada, and 17 cities in the UK, flying all over the world, not quite the world, but Europe and the United States, Canada, you know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is when you're clear about something you want, that's fantastic. However, if you're not clear about what you want, you don't necessarily get it. You get anything. So I just want to share that with you because it's going to come back to your dreams, and I'm going to work with you. We're going to do an exercise, and it will be beneficial. So this is for a lot of people, and it may not be for you. But if you're watching this on the broadcast, on the replay, I appreciate it. If you're watching it live, I appreciate it. And thank you for your donations. You see, we have the Authentic Jo Show Cash App up. Thank you so much. I already got a little notification that we got a donation already. So that's fantastic. We appreciate that. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get our subscriptions up to 1,000, and we're getting close. We need about 150 more. So if you have not subscribed, please do so if you're watching it live or on the broadcast. Okay, so that's what I have to say. So let me see. Let's say you're interested in creating a relationship. Well, you already have relationships, but what's the quality of the relationships you have? So we're going to talk about the 5 main areas of life, and then we're going to see how we can create what we want. So I'm going to add my presentation, manifesting my vision board in 2023. I'm not going to cut out magazines, you all. I'm going to help you, and then you can cut out some magazines and some pictures if you want. So how do you manifest what you want? Whatever you focus on has its focus on you. Whatever you think about, you bring about, and you attract what you are. So let me say it in a different way. When you focus on it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. When you focus on what happened in the past, what happened in the past, what happened in the past, you're going to get what's in the past. However, when you choose to focus on moving forward and what you actually want instead of what you don't want, you get what you attract. And that includes people in your life as well. There are 5 main areas of life: health, finances, spirituality / community, career / work / education, and relationships. Okay. These are not in a particular order, but I think they are important. So let me break it down a little bit. When you think about your health, is it where you want to be? What's the state of your health right now? Now, I would like you to be able to go through this exercise with me. So get a piece of paper, a pen, whatever it is, and just write down. When you say my health, how is your health right now? And write a word. And then how would you like your health to be? And write a word. Now, if you just have an envelope there, I know some of you all don't like pens or pencils, but I love them. So just think about it. One word that describes where you are now in your health, and one word that describes where you want to be. Your finances, the same way. Spirituality / community. Some people believe in God or Jesus or a higher power. They're Islamic, whatever it is that your spiritual beliefs are. Some people would say, I believe in spirituality, or I consider myself a spiritual person. I personally do. However, some people would say, well, community. The main thing is, are you looking at life in a bigger picture, bigger than you? Or are you just thinking, I want to get everything I can so I can be greedy and selfish? So if you have an altruistic point of view and you say, you know what, it is about me, but it's more than me. It's about what I can contribute, what I can give. Then you get, how much are you giving? How open are you to your good? So when we talk about spirituality / community, you can look at it that way. So what is the current state? Number 4, your career / work education. The reason it's like that is because some people, depending on where you are in life, you're already in your career. Some people are just working. What do you say? Same old. And then some people are getting their education at this stage in life. So you might be 60 and you decided to go back to school. So maybe education, that's part of your vision so that you can attain a certificate or that you can get something more out of life or something you've always wanted to do. So one of the problems is we remain stagnant in certain areas because we're not focused on what we want. So that's why career / work / education is the same category, but depending on where you are in life, how satisfied are you with it? And a lot of times people aren't satisfied with just a job, you guys. A lot of times they aren't. And so I would say this is your opportunity for purpose. And if you can't find your purpose in number 4, perhaps you can find your purpose in number 3. And finally, relationships. Okay. Now, this category is very intricate. So you could have a relationship bubble for different types of relationships. So you could say your honey relationship. If you have a person in your life that you'd like to have a relationship with, an intimate relationship, then if you do have someone, is it strained or is it connected? Is it attraction or is it connection? Okay. And then you might want to say my family relationships. Okay. What is a something that you would describe for your family relationship? So that's a separate bubble. Okay. You could talk about your relationships with your coworkers. So what I'm saying is relationships is very big, but for the sake of tonight, I want you to focus on one relationship that you would like to improve, or one set of relationships you would like to improve. Okay. So let me say one more thing before I go on to the next slide. These are the 5 main areas of life. For this exercise tonight, I'm going to ask you to choose one of these that you're going to dream about, or that you have been dreaming about. One of these categories that we're going to manifest a vision in. Just one. And then you can come back and watch this again for another category. Okay. So I want to thank you. We got some people watching. I'm so excited about that. And I'm going to move on to the next slide. So, health. Is your health poor? What would you like it to be? Okay. Now, let me say this. Let me get the slide off for 1 second. Let me just talk to you for a minute. I told you there are 5 main areas of life, and I want you to accept that, but I also want you to know, I know there's stress. I know there's bills. I know there's traffic. I know there's social media. I know there's peer pressure. All of those things exist. But when you focus on what's most important, that's how you manifest what's most important. I hope you're hearing me. Okay. So that's why I have these words. So I want you to envision this bubble. And already you should have been able to describe, well, what in these main areas of life, what is it right now? So now we're going to talk about how we're going to manifest a different bubble. Okay. So if your health is poor, what would you like it to be? If it's poor, what would you like it to be? If the finances are lacking, what would you like them to be? So let's say with the health, if it's poor, maybe you'd like it to be thriving, or you'd like to experience vitality, or simply healthy. Just one word to describe what you'd like your vision to be for your health. It's as simple as that. So if it's poor, if it's just okay, don't say fine, don't say good, vital, thriving, vibrant. Okay, those are some words that can work for you. Number 2, finances, are they lacking? Okay, well, what would you like them to be? Maybe it's overflowing. Maybe it's prosperous. Maybe it's abundance. Because a lot of times we're trying to drink from an empty cup and then we don't get what we really want because we're drinking from that empty cup. So many times we're focused on the dollar so much, or the dollar amount, or the hourly amount, that we don't have or generate the prosperity because we don't have a thought that it can actually be better, that I'm not bound to what these people are paying me. Okay. So if you want something different in your finances, think abundance, think of prosperity, or overflowing, and write that down. Okay. Number 3, spirituality / community. Do you feel like you're drifting? In this world, things are tough. In this world, it's hard to be connected and to know who to trust. So I trust the higher power. What about you? I try to give through tithing, or through volunteering or mentoring. What about you? I try to spend time with people and hopefully lift their spirits or do nice things for them. What about you? So your spirituality, do you feel disconnected? Or do you feel like you're connected, thriving, contributing, or flourishing? So those are some words depending on how you feel. So we had one word, it might be drifting, and the other one is connected, or thriving, or flourishing. I love that word. Number 4, career / work / education. Do you feel like you're floating, or do you feel like you're flourishing? There you go. Are you floating? Are you dissatisfied? And maybe you just need to be purpose driven. Because a lot of times we're stuck and we don't know what to do. Well, it's because we don't think about what to do. All right. And so, satisfied, prospering. How about emerging? How about emerging? That would be a great way to be in our career / work / education. And then relationships. Now, this is where I got into it a little bit more. So you might have family. You might have a circle for family. You might have one for significant other, or friends, or co-workers. Are your relationships, or that particular relationship that you want to focus on, is it strained, or is it connected? Is it loving, or is there jealousy? Is it communicative? Is it harmonious? Is it fulfilling? Those are the types of words that when you're going forward and you want to manifest your vision, those are the things you want to consider. Now, before I go back to this again, I want to say this. It's easy to complain. We draw drama. Some people draw drama. I wrote a little note to myself, and I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything, so I have my notes. So if you think about your life experiences and the things you've manifested, have you been manifesting drama? Have you been manifesting success? Have you been manifesting money? Have you been manifesting addiction? Think about it. I know for me, I've manifested travel, and I've also manifested books. I loved to read books when I was a little child, and then I started writing books after I was reading books as an adult. And then people said, hey, help me with my books. And now I've worked on over 100 books in terms of ghostwriting or publishing or being a writing coach. So I know how to manifest a completed book. Now, I haven't figured out how to manifest a bestseller yet, but we're working on it. And so what I'm saying is, when you're focused on the work, the typing, or the paragraph, or the information, and you're not focused on the vision, what do you want your dream to do? What do you want to feel when you have your dream? What do you want to experience when you have your dream? What do you want to experience in your relationships or connections with others? And that's what you want to focus on. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next slide. And so this is my vision, and I put board in parentheses because that was the name of the show, but we don't have a board. We're just going to manifest what we want in 2023. So there's 12 steps you want to attain these things. Now, I have a scripture quote, and the scripture quote is, listen to me. You can pray for anything, and if you believe you have it, it's yours. And that's from Mark 11:24. So let me say it one more time. Listen to me. You can pray for anything, and if you believe you have it, it's yours. So think about it. Those times when maybe you were growing up and you wanted this particular car, or you wanted this particular, as the guys say, baddie, or you wanted this hunk, as we used to say. You wanted this fine specimen of a person, and you thought you wanted that, and maybe you manifested that, and then you were like, that's the worst mistake I ever made. Or maybe you wanted a particular job. Maybe you wanted something so bad that it was like that house that I talked about a little while ago, and it had termites. So you want to focus on listening and praying and believing is yours, and you can manifest it. But we're going to do it intentionally this time. Okay, so step one, this is the first step. We have 12 steps I'm going to teach you, and then we're going to be done. It's not going to take a long time, and you can come back. Step one is desire. Okay, so desire God tapping at the door of your consciousness with infinite supply. Now, I'm telling you, this is not church, you all. So it's beyond church. Okay, there is a higher power that's having our heart beat, that's having our breath breathe. And so desire God tapping at the door of your consciousness. Your consciousness means your thoughts and your feelings with infinite supply. That means it's abundance, it's prosperity. There's no limit to it. And desire is the urge within us indicating that God seeks to express himself through us. Let me say it this way. People come to me all the time. I've been writing a book for 10 years. I've been writing a book for 15 years. I've been trying to make it in my career for the last 25 years. And if you're still trying to do it, that means it's for you. But maybe you need to change your focus so that you can say, I desire this, so it's meant for me. But let me figure out how to get it in a different way. So the function of desire is to connect man with the substance of truth so that his soul will be satisfied. And many times we're not satisfied because we're focused on the materialistic as opposed to what we're supposed to do with that, what we're supposed to express, and what we're supposed to share. So step one is desire. So write that down. If nothing else, desire. Okay. Number two, I told you we're not going to take too much time. All right. Step two is decision. Decide what you want. Decide you're going to have that dream. Decide you're going to have that vision. Now, decision means firmness, steadfastness, and determination. Not floating along, not letting people talk you out of it. Whatever you bring your mind to has its mind on you. That's what I've said before. So if you say, you know what, I think I want this, you're just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. But as long as you're thinking, you're not producing a thought, which is going to come up a little later. But make a decision. This is important to me. I have intention for this. This is my dream. When you make a decision, everything changes. Number two, decision is the place where we stand alone with the dream God has given us. You know what's inside of you. Don't be afraid of it anymore, and don't hide it from yourself. Number three, decision is saying, stop floundering in the sea of indecision, stand firm. So we're going to write the answers to these questions. What is your dream? I want you to write down what your dream is, and you can write it in one word or you can write it in one sentence. But what is your dream? My only dream when I graduated college was to travel, make a positive influence on my community, and I wanted to be the head of the PTA, the Parent Teachers Association. Now, you notice I was missing the husband. I was missing the family. I was missing the kids. That's all I wanted. And you know what? I never had any children. And I'm working on my third husband now. How about that? I know how to manifest a husband, okay? But here's the thing. Are you manifesting the right husband? So what is your dream? Is your dream companionship or do you want to be loved, cherished, and adored? Do you want to be working in a field where you can make a difference? That you can communicate things, that you can help save people's lives? Do you want to do a hobby that is so satisfying to you that it doesn't even feel like work and you could possibly make money from it? Do you want your health to improve such that you don't have those cravings in the middle of the night for the ice cream that's in your refrigerator? How about this? Get rid of the ice cream in your refrigerator. That's what I had to do because I love ice cream. What does this have to do with dreams? Well, what I'm saying is when we say we want something and we believe we want something, we have to be steadfast, determined, and firm about it. So what is your dream? I'm taking a little time here because I know some of you aren't writing it down. I know you aren't, and I want you to write it down because it's important. So one of the reasons we don't get what we say we want is because we don't dare to write it down. We don't dare to focus on it. And then number 5, what is your decision about it? So repeat after me or read this along with me. It should be, I can and I will. It should be, I can and I will. Go ahead with your dream. Have a firm determination about it. Reach for that seemingly unattainable star and then decide, then act. This is what's important. So if you say, you know what, I didn't finish that certification. I didn't finish that degree. I didn't finish doing whatever that was on the job for me to get this, raise or whatever it was. Then you make a decision and say, you know what, I can and I will. I realize it's going to cost more. I realize I may have to budget. I realize I may have to give up some of my free time. But if you want what you want, you must be willing to be steadfast and determined about it and then act. I hope this is helping. I feel like I'm going fast, but I also don't want to take too long because it doesn't have to be. Step 3, asking. In every man's heart, there is a dream. Follow this to make your vision come true. And another scripture, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find it. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. So ask, demand, invite, request. Everyone that asks receives. It's true. If you knock on somebody's door, they're going to come to the door. Now, they may or may not let you in, but if you go knock on the door, they're going to at least say, who is it? Or look at you on the ring or something. So you got to ask, okay? Seek, look, search, inquire. He that seeks finds it. And see. Knock, rap, strike hard and loud. To those that knock, it shall be opened. So in other words, claim, demand, accept your vision. It's yours. You were born for a purpose. And a lot of times we're not told that. We're not taught that. We don't live in that. We see people that are just living for the okie doke. And they're just, okay, I'm going to take what I can get. Give me these crumbs. This stress is happening. I don't care. So we drown ourselves in food, or we drown ourselves in drink, or we drown ourselves in hanging out or having those little, what do they call them now? We used to say get-togethers, but it's something that they do these days, Netflix and chill and all this kind of stuff, okay? So if you want something, you must make room for that something you want, okay? So claim, demand, accept your vision. It's yours. If you were at the grocery store and you paid for 3 things and they amounted to $35 and they didn't put them in your cart, guess what you're going to do? Take that receipt and go right back in there and say, I need my $35 worth of stuff. And there it is. And you're going to claim it and then you're going to walk out with it because you have your receipt, you bought it, and it's missing. And then you're going to do that. But how many times do we take action with our dreams like that? Okay, I'm just trying to help you. Step 4 is love. No matter what your dream may be, you will need the power of love to help you make your dream come true. Now, when I say love, I'm talking about loving yourself. I'm talking about having a spirit of love. And Jesus said that love is the most powerful thing. It's the biggest thing that we should ever be able to do. I would say that one of the reasons we're not good at loving others is because we haven't really loved to love ourselves. Love ourselves. That's one of the biggest things. When have you ever said, I love me? Have you said that before? A lot of people haven't. When I would teach courses around the country and around the world, and I'm talking to people, how many people have said, I love me in the past 30 days? Most people do not raise their hand. In the past year, most people do not raise their hand. But when's the last time you said, I love you to somebody else? Now, we say, I love you to other people because sometimes we're trying to manipulate them, or sometimes we're trying to make them feel good, or maybe we want them to say, I love you back. But how many times have we said, I love me and I love the spirit which I'm in? So it's about your energy. It's about your power. It's about your intention. And it's about what's in back of what you're trying to do. If you're trying to covet and be selfish, it's not going to work. But if you're saying, you know what, I have plenty and more to share, and I love me, and I love what I'm willing to do to get to where I want to go, it will work. Love, number 2, is the magnets of the universe. What do magnets do? They draw. They draw. So that's why I said, whatever you think about, you bring about. So don't be watching scary movies. Don't be watching those nasty things on the internet or on TV or on Netflix. If that's not what you want, then fill your mind with things that are going to feed your soul. You want to be able to believe. You want to be able to feel. You want to see yourself experience those things. And number 3, love is the drawing power of the mind that will draw whatever substance you need from the ethers. So in other words, it already exists. It may not be in your bank account. It may not be in your bed. It may not be in your pocketbook. It may not be that degree on the wall yet. But love is the drawing power of your mind that will draw whatever substance you need from the ethers. So all of a sudden, have you ever had a situation where you were thinking about somebody, you know, we just had Christmas. Were you thinking about somebody and all of a sudden you got a text from them? And you hadn't talked to them, but you were thinking about them. We draw things all the time. Or have you ever walked out of the house and you say, I'm still sleepy and I'm in a bad mood and I need some coffee when you're on your way to work? Well, guess what? You're going to be a terror because you didn't have your coffee, because you didn't get enough sleep, and you're drawing a bad day because you decided to. So let's stop that. Love will destroy all roadblocks of hate, envy, jealousy, fear, and guilt. Whatever you see with your love, that it will draw to you. As you love, so you reap. It's a powerful concept, you guys. Step 5 is faith. I told you there are 12 steps. I want to thank everyone who's watching now on the live broadcast as well as in the future. Please make sure that you like, you share, and talk about it. If you have a comment, put it in the comments. We'd love to see what you have to say. Step 5 is faith. Let me say it again. Step 5 is faith. In every man's heart, there is a dream. Your vision will come true if you look up from where you are, from what you appear to be, and start accepting your good. You all, you know, if we talk about the Bible and Noah's Ark, Noah was building on that ark for a long time, and people were like, what's wrong with you? He had a vision, and people were like, he's crazy. What's he doing? And when he was gathering all the materials and he was doing that, can you imagine if somebody started building an ark, your next door neighbor was trying to build an ark right now? You'd be like, what is your dang on problem? But at the same time, he looked up and he said, I was told something and I'm going to do this thing. So even if you don't believe in the Bible, even if you don't know what I'm talking about Noah, think about where you are. And if you have a vision to where you want to be, you can start to have that as you start accepting your good. That is what faith is about. Success, prosperity, wholeness do not come to you. They are caused by you by the application of faith. And if you have a problem with that concept, just ask for forgiveness. Because a lot of times we need to forgive other people because we're mad at what they did or what they didn't do. But a lot of times we're also mad at ourselves because we're mad at what we won't let go of, or what we won't start doing, or we won't start doing. Okay? So wholeness is a key. Many of us were born into broken conditions, or we live through broken conditions. But if wholeness is your dream, to feel completely satisfied, to be healthy, to feel good, to know that even in tough circumstances, you can make it through and be resilient, then that's yours to have. Number 1, faith is the power that can bring your dream into visibility. And number 2, faith is purely spiritual and knows no defeat. Faith stands under your dream and then outpictures itself as form. Have faith in your dream. Have intention in your vision. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do these slides tonight, intention in your vision. Because a lot of times, if we say, oh, I want a new car, we'll look and we'll see what the attributes of the car are, and we'll decide, do I want, do I want leather seats, or do I want vinyl seats, or do I want cloth seats? Well, a lot of times we determine the type of seats we have based on the type of budget we have. But wouldn't it be nice to say, ooh, I like that kind of car. And not only do I want that kind of car, but I want to have so much abundance and overflow that I can give to others and still afford the kind of car I want with the kind of seats I want. How about that? And we don't typically do that. So have intention in your vision. Okay, we're more than halfway through. Step 6 is work. What do you really need to work with? It's yourself. That's what you need to work with. Yourself, your mind, your thoughts, your feelings. What do you feel? Not just your emotions, but your feelings. Work with yourself by saying, I have great possibilities deep inside of me. Let's say that. I'm going to say that 7 times. I have deep possibilities. I have great possibilities deep inside of me. Say it out loud with me. I have great possibilities deep inside of 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 me. And some of you are listening, but you're not necessarily saying it. And this is where the work comes in yourself. You might feel silly. Well, you know what? You're watching it, so you might as well go along with it and see if it works. Say these with me. I am a child of God. God loves me. I'm going to say that one more time. I am a child of God. God loves me. B, I can do great things. You were born to do great things. You probably just didn't know it. You're welcome, Kimberly. She said, I have great possibilities deep inside of me. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Number 3, when I wake up every morning, I work. Before I go to sleep at night, I work. Repeat these 3 times every day. I believe, I believe, I believe. So you have your intention, you have your faith. Now, I'm willing to work. I believe, I can believe. That's why you needed to write your dream earlier so that you would be able to know this dream can manifest. Now, you got to have a plan. That's why we're working through this, because we're working with your mind and your heart and your spirit to get to where you want to be. And then be able to say, I believe, I believe, I believe. If you do that 7 times a day, every single day, I promise you the work is coming. Now repeat, I can, I can, I can. I can, I can, I can. I can, I can, I can. I take time for work. It is the price of success. I work with enthusiasm. And I choose to work until my dreams come true. I choose to work until my vision manifests. And that's what we're talking about, manifesting your vision in 2023. It's a big deal, you guys. Thank you for staying with me. Step 7 is thought. There is a dream in your heart. Big dreams, specific dreams, individual dreams are all from God. It's not just you that you just came up with it. No, it's something that's internal, and it's something that's been a driving force in your life. And maybe you have given up almost because you didn't find success, but maybe you just weren't intentional or focused. It is up to you to make your dream come true. Number 1, we are now ready for step 7. This is thought. Thinking is the movement of ideas in mind to reach a conclusion. What we think about all day long is what we are, you all. And your dream is what your thoughts are made of. Thoughts are things. Just thinking does not produce a thought. When you have a thought, you are on your way to creating and manifesting what you really want. So what you doing thinking? Okay. What you thinking about? Just things. Okay. Well, then there's no intention. There's no purpose. There's no power behind it because you're just thinking. Until you produce a thought, you haven't done anything. So what is your thought about your dream? Maybe it's I deserve it. Maybe it's I can, I can, I can. Maybe it's I believe, I believe, I believe. How about thank you, thank you, thank you? All right, it's not on the slide. I know a few things that I didn't put on the slide. I have to save something for you, okay? All right. Spoken word is step 8. Spoken word. We have a dream in our hearts. Nothing will bring it forth until I speak it, and the dream or desire has to expand into the spoken word. Another part of scripture from Job 22:28, you will also declare a thing and it will be established for you. So light will shine on your ways. So in other words, you will declare a thing. It will be established for you. It's yours. It's already yours. And light, or the power, the energy, the God in you, the purpose, the intention will bring it forward. A dream must have a form or a body. Manifested vision must be established in purpose and intention. You form a dream with these words, let there be. Now that's the key. Let means allow. Did you know that? Let something in means allowing something in. We're going to keep going. You got to be willing to speak it. Step 9, listen. In your heart, there is a dream. God placed it in your heart. If you follow these steps with me, my answer is, has your dream come true? And you're like, we've only been on here 35 minutes. No, it hasn't, Jo Lena. Well, look at number 4. If your answer is no, then it's time to stop and listen. Listen to the still small voice of God that's inside of you. The voice within can guide you when you're asleep or you're awake. So what I'm saying is, this is the first time we've gone over this, but I want you to believe that the voice of God speaks to you in a way and it's taking you to your dream. Okay? Listening that is done, that is yours, that you are manifesting your vision. Step 10, accept. We are extremely close to the manifestation of our dreams. We have reached step 10, the acceptance step. The word accept means approval. I approve of myself to have what I believe I'm supposed to have. I approve of myself that I can put my past behind me and I can live and I can prosper and I can give and I can be grateful, even though. That is what accept means. Your dream is available to you, and all it needs is for you to take it and to approve it. Number 4, acceptance provides the highway for your dreams. And number 5, let go, accept, or allow. Let go of the issues and the things that have been in your way, including doubt and the past. Accept your position, your purpose, your vision. Allowing is another word for accept. Accept that you are manifesting your vision. And what I mean by that, you all, is a lot of times we do doubt because we haven't done it before. But guess what? Anytime you're doing something new or different, it's normal and natural to be nervous about it because you haven't done it before. But when you become experienced in it, all of a sudden things are going to happen. So even if you have 10 dreams, but you're just, all right, I'm going to work on one little small dream, then you can do that. But you're just wasting time because you can have what you were really intended to have. Step 11, make disposition. Number 1, we are next to the final step in making our dream come true. We are being asked to get rid of something, to dispose of something. Often our goals are blocked by seeming problems. With patience and persistence, we make disposition and reach our goal. Dispose of putting off until tomorrow. Excuses never build anything. You all, I know what it may look like. I know what it may look like in the bank account. I know what it may look like in your heart. I know what it may look like in your experience. However, if you say, I'm willing to give up those things that no longer work for me, and sometimes I don't even know what doesn't work for me, but I'm willing to get something else. Okay, and let me give this to you. I've said this in another one. I claim the exit from my life of all those who are not for my highest good. They fade from my life and prosper somewhere else. I'm going to say that again, but don't say it unless you mean it. And if you're going to repeat this, don't do, because you might say, oh, I want to get rid of that boss, or I want to get rid of that coworker. And then all of a sudden something else goes away that you didn't want to go away because you said this, and it works. I promise you this affirmation. I claim the exit from my life of all those who are not for my highest good. They fade from my life and they prosper somewhere else. And so it is. And that is, so it is. You put that on the end, you've declared that thing. Now let that go. All of a sudden, that thing that was stressing you, that thing that you were harping on, that thing you were doing, it's not in there anymore because you disposed of it. And now you're ready for your good. And step 12, rest. You have, number 1, we are going through all the steps again. That's all it is. You have named your desire. Number 2, you have made your decision. Number 3, you demanded and invited your dream. Number 4, as you love, you reap. So as you hate, you reap too. So don't be hating. Don't be hating, and don't be hating on anybody else. 5, you have faith. You believe. 6, you work for your dream and it is working for you. 7, your thoughts are centered around your dream, your vision. Your spoken word has hammered it into shape. 9, you are listening to God's voice. 10, the time is now. You have accepted. 11, you have disposed of guilt, fear, and anger. And 12, now rest. All dreams are from God. Be thankful that your intention is manifested. If you'd like to have a one-on-one consultation about manifesting your vision, dealing with the 5 main areas of life in a group session or by yourself, email me at jolenajohnson@absolutegood.com. I'm not going to keep that up there long. You can find me through my website. You can go to absolutegoodenterprises.com. If you're interested, you want to reach out to me, I'd be glad to support you. Now, I didn't want to take too long, and I wanted to stop about 40 minutes, so I'm a little over that time, but I want to say this. If you're willing to manifest your vision, that means you're willing to do the work. I know these are concepts, but it makes a difference. So as you go through this video, as you think about what your dream is, the main thing is grabbing a hold of it. And when you grab a hold of it and you dare to speak it out loud and you dare to focus on it and you focus on the steps that it's going to take, let's say if you want to lose weight. Well, this is not a New Year's resolution, honey. If you want to lose weight, you got to get active and you got to change what you're eating. Those are the two things you got to do. But it doesn't mean go to the gym every day for the next 30 days and get burned out. No, it may mean walking more. It may be jumping up and down. It may be being with somebody and skating or something like that. And then you're also pushing away from the table or changing. You're not putting that ice cream in the refrigerator. It all makes a difference. The little things make the difference. The problem is oftentimes we're overwhelmed by our circumstances and we're not intentional. So I'm not going to have a final thought. I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this. 2022 is not over. We can end strong. Depending on when you watch this, we can end strong. So what do you need to get rid of? What closet do you need to clean out? What clothes do you need to put away for the spring or give away to somebody who needs them? What mess do you need to clean up? What apologies do you need to give? What people do you just need to say, I claim the exit from my life of all those who are not from my highest good. I fade from my life. They fade from my life and prosper somewhere else. And so it is. If you start to do these things, I promise you, give yourself a week. Give yourself 2 weeks. You will begin to manifest what you actually want as opposed to what you don't want. So I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your donations at authenticjoshow.com. I want to thank you for subscribing. And I want to thank you for watching and sharing. If you've enjoyed any part of this video, please do make a comment in the future. Like it, share it, and be well as we manifest our vision in 2023. Thank you so much. I'm Jo Lena Johnson, and I'll see you soon.